Hello Internet! Welcome to a random Sunday stream. I wanted to talk to all of you lovely folks about what 2021 might look like on this channel, on my Patreon, and Spidey's here as always as my co-host. I got a bunch of new followers with the Disney investor event craziness, and I still haven't learned to mute my computer. It is not early here, but I'm not used to Sunday streaming, so if I'm a little frazzled, all apologies. I wanted to update everyone on what I thought 2021 might look like, as well as welcome all the new subscribers to this very channel. This channel is very pop culture based. We have a weekly show on Tuesdays called Coy-Cubed, where I break down the news of the week and give my take on it. So I'm a comic book expert, I'm a movie expert, I work for Colliders, Screen Junkies, Nerdist, Geek and Sundry, whoever is looking for comic book stuff. And what I do is I give my take on it with my 30 years of comic book expertise, as well as predict what might be coming down the pipeline with the news that's announced. We do fan casting, we do a lot of comic book conversations about the comic books themselves, and break down some other stuff outside of the comic book movie space. Like, I'm a big UFC fan, I am big into sports and nutrition, those things like that as well. Not so much team sports, but like martial arts sports and being in shape and fitness and all that jazz. I'm going to try to incorporate more in the coming year because a lot of people ask me about it in Discord and Twitter and that sort of jazz. So the show itself is basically the news up top, and then comic book reviews from the week before, comic book previews for the next day, and then at the end of the show I give some streaming recommendations of movies I enjoy coming to all of the streaming services. We got HBO, Netflix, Disney Plus, etc., etc. So I basically give you guys what I've been consuming. Now, I also have a show called Coy-Cast, which is an audio show podcast, as you may have guessed, Coy-Cubed, Coy-Cast. Coy-Cubed, by the way, stands for Comic Books, Cinema, and Curls. I've always loved that the English language is fluid in its use of sounds, so comic books, cinema, curls all have C's, but it's dumb that cinema isn't kinema if you look at the English language. Anyway, that's beside the point. Coy-Cast is available on all your podcasting platforms. You got your Spotify, your iTunes, etc., etc., and it's basically the long-form version of all of this with just audio and different news stories and things that I couldn't get into Coy-Cubed, or just the timing of things. We filmed Coy-Cubed on Tuesdays, we filmed Coy-Cast every other week, and it's also a deep dive into comic books, full runs. Me and Jake break those down. Call-in conversations, there's a hotline number you guys can call in. Basically, I'm trying to bring all of this synchronicity together into my whole cointent world. Koi content, that one doesn't work as well, it's shameless though. Spidey Cat is enjoying the Sunday sun, and he wants to say hello, but I couldn't frame it to have him in it, so hopefully you can see Spidey on the bottom there. Now, basically what I want to do in 2021 is organize a bit more. So every other week, up to every week, we're going to be doing reviews. Now, these reviews are going to be the Patreon reviews, which we'll talk about later in this episode, but they'll also be, I might start breaking out the reviews from Coy-Cubed, and like when Wonder Woman comes out on the 25th, the first episode of Coy-Cubed back in the new year is going to be a spoiler Wonder Woman review, because it will have been a week. So with more content coming out next year, if it drops on Friday, spoiler full Tuesday. So when the show goes Tuesday, that's what we're going to be doing. Now, WandaVision next year starts on the 15th, which is perfect. So when it drops on the 15th, that next Tuesday, we can do a weekly WandaVision commentary. We can talk about the comic book ramifications, we can talk about what it means for the MCU, etc. That's going to be a huge part of Coy-Cubed next year, is basically breaking down the weekly show. I've been really enjoying Mandalorian, but comic book fans and Star Wars fans are different little pockets, and Star Wars fans scare me a bit more because I know how to handle comic book fans a little better. So we will be doing weekly breakdowns of WandaVision, and then WandaVision is 6 weeks. It only is 2 weeks after WandaVision ends that Falcon Winter Soldier starts. So we're going to be going right into Falcon Winter Soldier, right into What If, right into all the shows. There's only little tiny gaps between the shows. So we're going to be pretty consistently a talk after show. Now, what I also hope to do next year is bring in more guests. I'm hoping the world is safe by mid to late spring enough to have guests. Things to be safe. If not, I don't know about Skyping them in. I really prefer in-person conversation, more things like that. We also do a show called Comic Books and Craft Beer, which is officially going to be monthly. Not the month of January, though. January, I'm trying to lose some weight, and beer and whiskey is not helping that. So January, no Comic Books and Craft Beer, but it's coming back monthly in February with all sorts of new stuff. We might do something else in December, depending on mine and Jenny's schedule. She wanted to do a movie watch along with something she hadn't seen, so we're going to do more of that. There's also weekly in addition to weekly reviews, there's monthly watch-alongs and all sorts of other stuff. So if you're new to this page, look at all the playlists. Watch-alongs, reviews. Coy-lection is a show basically about all the stuff I collect. As a comic book guy, I collect a lot of things. We've done 2 of my long boxes. I've got 4 out here. We've done a large amount of my Blu-rays and DVDs. People have asked me to go through my old 90s toys as well as my insane t-shirt collection. This is actually from a canceled Nerdish show my buddy Yuri was on. That was a blast to work with. So that is why I'm wearing this today. But yeah, so that is the plan going forward. On this channel for the rest of December, we're doing another news show on Tuesday, which I'm super excited about because there's plenty of news to talk about. I'm going to break down the Disney Investor Day way deeper. So I just, off the top of my head, went through everything right after it happened. Enough people tweeted me and said, hey, we want to know what your thoughts on this were. I jumped on, and that's how I got a bunch of you new subscribers. What I want to do next is actually break down the teasers, go into the detail a little bit deeper with some hindsight. So that's going to be Tuesday's show, is that plus any news that's broken between last week and this week beyond that. And that's probably going to be the last Tuesday show of the year. I am going to do a Christmas Day stream. I believe we're going to break down all of my favorite Christmas movies, and there's a bunch. I'm a huge Christmas movie fan, and a lot of my favorite movies happen to be Christmas movies. And then on New Year's, I think the day of New Year's Eve, I'm going to do a full year-end wrap-up. So Coy Cube, usually Tuesday, is going to be a bit more flexible with the holidays, so I'm going to do the holiday shows. I'm going to do a Christmas Day show, and I'm going to do a New Year's Eve Day show for the various year-end review and Christmassy stuff. But this Tuesday, we will be back. But today, I wanted to let you guys know the schedule for all that jazz. I think I covered everything. So Coy-lection's back next year. Another comic books and craft beer is going to start more consistently. I'm also thinking, and I want you guys in the comments, if you're part of the Koi Pond, if you're one of the members of the show that's here all the time, before we get to the Patreon, I want to know, I think I want to do some more fitness stuff next year. Curls is part of Coy Cubed, and I haven't really implemented that enough yet. So I'm thinking about adding a fitness element to the show. Let me know what you guys want. Like, if you want to know basically what I do, if you want to know what nutrition, like, I just want to know what you guys want out of that section. So I do want to talk about it more. It's something that means a lot to me. So more fitnessy stuff next year. And then I suck at cooking. Like, I'm very bad. My buddy's very good in Boston. My best friend is in Boston. We talk every week. We watch a movie every Saturday over Zoom. We were thinking about doing maybe a Coy Can't Cook cooking show. So yeah, cooking with Coy might be a thing next year. Probably not weekly, but maybe like once a month, a live stream of me failing to cook and trying. Because I really want to get better at shit that I suck at. Because that's the point of being alive, right? Getting better at shit you suck at. So that is what Coy Cubed and this whole channel is going to look like next year and finishing out this year. I also want to dive into some Displates with you lovelies. But first, I've got a super chat. Hey Coy, sorry for not being around much the last while. Been seriously busy recently. Hope you're doing all right. Joe, good sir. Welcome, Mr. O'Keefe. It is good to see you in the chat. I hope all the busyness is good shit, man. Welcome back for today. And yeah, we've missed you. Welcome back. I hope the business is good shit. The live chat is ever so friendly. This is the only live chat on the internet that has only needed a moderator once in almost a year. We started this channel in January. We really got it going in March. That's incredible. You guys are the best. Jeff Lee is always about Coy cooking. I respect it. Thank you, Mr. Jeff Lee. Nutrition tips for AZ Badfish. Workout diet portion channel would be great. Hell yeah. Okay, so people are about this curls idea. All right, we're going to do some more curls next year. We're going to get it going. We're going to make it happen. I like that there's enthusiasm. All right, guys, let's dive into the Displate portion of the show. These came in the mail on Thursday, and it's been killing me to not open them, but I wanted to do it live. If you guys have seen the last few episodes of the show, I've moved the setup of the show to be in front of my new Displates, and I'm going to have that be a rotating array of art, because Displates are magnets, and they're metal pieces of art. So you put the magnet on your wall, and then boom, you can rotate that shit out every 5 minutes if you want to, which is super rad if you made your house into a studio. I also am obsessed with art, so I want art on every wall, and that's good to have magnets instead of holes everywhere. So I've been super impressed with this company. Their quality of work is insane. I open this next batch with you guys, but I've also added, that's the Patreon update, which we're going to talk about right after Displates. I've added a tier in my Patreon if you guys want to help me with my fiendish art habit. I have Displates are like $44 each. They often go on sale, but then there's also shipping. So I joined the Displate Club, which is $15 a month, and you get free shipping because shipping's more than $15 a month. Every time you ship, it's gonna add up to like $17, $20. So I figure if I pay the $15 a month, at the end of that, you get the equivalent of the amount of displates that you contributed. So I ordered 5 the first time. If I pay $15 a month, I get 5 free displates at the end of the year, and that $15 is kind of like a layaway. It's paying off those displates. But in the meantime, you get discounts, you get free shipping, you get all sorts of cool shit. So I joined the Displate Club, but your boy cannot afford to spend $40 every couple weeks to buy more art as much as he wants to. So I figure you guys often have big questions for me, stuff I can't answer in a minute on an Instagram video or in a tweet because it's only 280 characters. So the big questions like, what are the top 3 Spider-Man runs? Or where would you start if you wanted to get into Batman? Or what comics came out in like blankety blank month that you'd recommend? Like the questions that would take a minute. If you're part of the Displate Club, you guys basically get a piece of art for me, like you're getting me a piece of art. I'm thanking you for the piece of art by answering 2 or 3 long form questions and dedicating that video to you. So I do the unboxing of the Displate that you guys got me, which I appreciate the fuck out of. Talk about the Displate itself, like why I picked it, what that piece of art means to me. Like if it's a Top Gun Displate, which I want, I would basically review Top Gun while unboxing the Displate, and then answer 2 or 3 of your questions, all in a live, much like this, probably in this exact space, and you guys would send me in those questions, and I would rant about it, probably for like a 15-20 minute video. I could really get into the nitty gritty of it. So that's the idea for that tier in Patreon. We're gonna talk about Patreon after this video, but first, let's open some Displates, shall we? All right. So they send these obviously right to your door, which is very good in these times. It comes in a pretty box, well packaged. It is coming from Warsaw, Poland, and they get to you rather quickly considering it's coming from far overseas. So this is what the Displates look like when they get to you. You have Displate.com. Again, this is not sponsored. My Patreon is the only way that Displate is sponsoring me, and that is through viewers like you. Displate does not sponsor me, I just like their stuff a lot. So, well packaged, designed to express your unique interests, created by collectors, built with passion. That is something I really dig. You're actually contributing to art, and the artists that create these get some of the money. Like you're helping artists, and I love art. If you guys are fans of this show, you know how much I appreciate artists getting paid. These guys, when you contribute your design as they print them, you get a piece of that, just like TeePublic and those things. So I love that I'm helping artists get a little bit. All right, now I'm not gonna post this because I don't want you guys to steal my coop. 30% off my next order. This is how. So a $44 display, 30% off, 44. That's $440 times 3, 12 plus $1.20, $13.20 off, $13.20, $44 minus $13.20 is gonna be what's that? 41? No, 48. No, 30.80. $30 roughly, something like that. $30.80. So that is more reasonable because just a frame for a piece of art is like $25 or more dollars. So $30 gets you the whole damn thing. So coupons like this are invaluable. That's why I joined the club. 30% off my next Displate. All right. Trash Panda says, coming from a printing industry background, I can appreciate a nice shipping box. Right? My dad works with printing, and it's always like, when I see stuff like this, because I grew up around it, it's really cool to see like people giving a shit. Who says a small poster can't start a big collection? This is the buffer for the art, and also a good fucking point. This is my second set of 5 Displates. Now I have 10 of them, so it already has started quite the collection. This is the instructions that come in it, telling you how to hang your Displates and gives you some formatting ideas. And then, let's see, Robert Adams. The great Robert Adams is the man who designed the logo for the show. Coy Cubed and Coy Live are both the masterwork of the great Robert Adams. Coy Comics, Cats, Curls, and Calculus. Goddamn right, Coy. What is even is 5? I'm not as good at math as I think I am. All right, guys. The first Displate. Ready, ready, ready? Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, look at that beauty. The great Tyler Durden repped on a stunning metal print. See, I love movie posters, but I always feel like I'm a college kid if I just hang a movie poster. It just doesn't feel as right. This is the way I like to rep my movies, with art. Like this, someone drew this, and this is how I feel about Tyler Durden. This is the zaniness, this is the the energy of the piece. Fight Club is my favorite movie of all time. I think it's the most misunderstood movie, perhaps, of all time. It's about why toxic masculinity doesn't work. Tyler Durden's the villain of the film, and most people idolize Tyler Durden. He's a brilliant character. He's arguably the best character for our times. And Brad Pitt is a character actor trapped in a handsome man's body, which is kind of what the movie's also about. So the casting's also very meta and perfect, but there's so many great allegories, metaphors, and important lessons learned in Fight Club that I feel like a lot of people don't get. It's also one of the funniest comedies of all time. It is damn near perfect, but if you see a Fight Club poster, people judge that person quite a bit, but I don't give a fuck, because I got myself a dope Tyler Durden print. I love the pink. I love the use of bold comic book line work. I love that it's cel-shaded in a way that reminds me of both Fight Club and comic books, and the pink Tyler Durden soap. Big fan. Love this piece so very much. So that is the first Displate of 5. Since I am in the club, they gave me these cool vinyl-esque cases where I can keep these safe and sound. This is obviously going up on the wall very soon, but I will post probably like a time-lapse video of me hanging these bad boys. All right. Next up, I can tell through the sneaky peephole. This, I think, is the best show since Breaking Bad. I think it's one of the best shows in the history of television. It is a rare sequel that improves its original source material, and its original source material is arguably the greatest graphic novel of all time. The stakes were so impossibly high. I'm a big fan of Damon Lindelof. Had him on my show, Not Comic Book and Craft Beer. One day, Dan will be on that show. I had him on Comic Book Shopping, as well as Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who just got cast with Jake Gyllenhaal, another guest of our wonderful Comic Book Shopping show. But Yahya and Damon Lindelof helped create this beauty. Look at that piece of art. Of course, the sun is shining right as I do this show, so you can't see the details, but there's some stunning detail work in this piece, and I love the yellow that just pops off the frame. Now, this is a metal print. This is all black, so this is a very dark black with the yellow that just pops. You've got the cast, and it is just a stunning piece. Holy shit, I love this. The detail in the police uniforms that is just barely coming out of the darkness. Now, the way you hang these comes with a magnet. Clean off your wall. Apply magnet to a piece of paper that goes on your wall, and then it lives there forever. So, or not forever, until you want it to. I love this show. I'm so excited to rep it with this piece of art. It's just, it feels both like the comic and like the HBO show, which I really love. Look at that. You can see in the reflection of this Displate, my other art in the background, those Displates reflected in this one. Guys, so happy with this. All right, that is Displate number 2. So we got Fight Club Tyler Durden, we got Watchmen HBO. This one's probably gonna go centered in my 5, my first hang it. All right. And then, ooh, I don't remember what this one, I can't tell what this one is through the preview. Let's find out. Oh, now I know what it is. All right, so I'm a big fan of drinking. I'm a big fan of real beer. And there's one beer that both my heritage and taste buds love most. It is a beer that is good for you. It is a beer that, when you're tired, you should have one. It's a beer that is from the old country. I love the retro Guinness ads so very much. This is going in my kitchen. I'm thinking about hanging 3 of these over my stove. Not all Guinness, but I got 2 horizontals and 1 vertical. This is the vertical. I'm thinking of hanging in the middle of horizontals. And I went to Ireland 2 years ago, fell madly in love with that country, and I fell madly in love with the classic advertising that is all over that country, and including the toucans and the turtles were the OGs of the ads, along with the heart, obviously. But I'm a huge fan of this deliciousness. Did I not call it a stout, Ragged? What did I call it? Did I just say beer? I know it's a stout. Whatever I said, I was wrong. I love this so very much. And you see these more often, like the metal tins of beer posters, but I had to get it. I needed this for my kitchen. Have a Guinness when you're tired, everybody. Other than in January, I stand by that. Abs don't happen with Guinness. Actually, you know what? Guinness has less calories per ounce than skim milk. So I guess if I were to drink while I'm trying to get healthy, Guinness is not a bad move overall. All right, next up, this one is, that's from the old country. This is from the old city. I miss my fucking city so much. Quarantine has taught me, I love LA, I love it dearly, but quarantine has taught me when I can't travel, I really miss traveling. I traveled 11 out of the 12 months in 2019, so much so that I actually turned down a trip in December because I was so tired from traveling because I traveled 11 out of the 12 months. There was not longer than 3 weeks that I was home last year. Between cons and junkets and, you know, I went on 2 fun trips, but the other 9 were work trips. So I was very tired last year. I did not make it back home last year, and now I miss it dearly. So I got a little piece of home. It's gonna be with me. This is my precious, my Boston, my love. I miss this city so much. I used to drive over the Zakim constantly. I got so drunk in the Roxbury area. Whenever I see the Sitco sign, it's kind of like a true north that brings me home. The Prue was the beacon of light that brought me home, so that's more of my North Star, but between the Sitco sign and the Prue was safe haven, so when I see this, it just reminds me of home. So since I won't be able to get home for the next few months, I wanted to have it on my wall. So this is the Boston skyline in a very stunning piece. The detail is crazy. I miss this skyline, and I miss this city, and I love the colors. Look at that. And I love that the Sitco sign has become such a, I don't even think of it as Sitco, the oil company. I think of it as just the landmark because I have a Sitco shirt because I love that building so much. So this piece, just real pretty. So, not to make everything a commercial, but this is the kind of thing I would do with the Patreon tier if you want to be a patron. These are, like I said, like $44 each, often go on sale, and the Patreon tier is $35. I've got 70 of these that I want, and basically you can ask me 2 or 3 long form questions. I'll do a whole video about your questions while unboxing and talking about what that piece of art means to me, just like I'm doing here. I miss Boston so fucking much. There are more Boston pieces I want, and I'd probably get into like what neighborhoods of Boston mean to me. There's some dope shirts I want from Old Dirty Boston. I miss that city so fucking much. And last time I went, it was so different. Like, gentrification changes cities like every day, but Southie got a fucking Whole Foods now, and that was really weird. And just like Roxbury's different. Southie's got cleaner. Like, it's gotten so much cleaner that neighborhoods that don't walk there at night are completely chill now, and it's strange, man. But I do miss my city. So all right, and Roxbury is still Roxbury, and Lynn is still the city of sin, which is some things shouldn't change. All right, last piece, and then we talk about Patreon. This is a piece that I've wanted on canvas forever, but I'm running out of, basically I need to have versatility with art, because if I hang a canvas, you can't really move that as well. I'm doing 3 giant saga pieces that are going to cover the lion's share of my main wall. Like big, 20 inch by 30 inch saga is coming in. I got 3 of them coming. I'm so excited. They're beautiful. They're stunning Fiona Staples pieces. But that means I can't have canvases because frankly I was having enough space. My place will look tiny. So magnets, I can get canvas prints on metal and then they can move around, and that's why this is going in the kitchen. This is my favorite Banksy. This is DJ Monkey. I've got a DJ Monkey piece over there that is actually called DJ Monkey. This one is not called DJ Monkey, but I think of him as DJ Monkey. This is my favorite Banksy. It is often how I feel just vibing with headphones. This is how I try to experience the world. It makes me feel thoughtful. It makes me feel pensive, which is thoughtful. 10 Things I Hate About You reference. I'm sorry for people that think I just don't have a thesaurus. This is a piece that means a lot to me. I have looked for it in an original for years, not like an original Banksy, but like an original canvas print, and they're always hundreds beyond my pay scale, so getting a print of it felt appropriate. I love this so much, and the detail is so stunning. You can see, like, it's almost 3D in the ink splots over this guy. And I love the way they made this feel. And this is on metal, so like, it feels like it should look 3D, but it's just, it's awesome. So yeah, this is my other kitchen piece, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And again, metal print can hang on a magnet anywhere. so happy. All right, so in review, we got another awesome monkey from Banksy. We got a Boston piece. We got a Guinness piece, a classic retro Guinness piece. We got a Watchmen HBO piece and a Tyler Durden Fight Club. Now that is 5 of the 74 that I shamelessly put in my wish list because there are so many pieces of art I love. This is way more indicative of me. You'll notice there's not a lot of comic stuff because I already have so much comic book art. I'm trying to diversify. Like, I'd say 2 out of every 5 pieces are always going to be comic books because it's at least 2 fifths of who I am, like comic books and movies. But I really want to show the other things that I love, like my city, like music. There's a Halsey piece I want because I think Halsey is so fucking rad. I want to rep more parts of my brain. I want my home to represent that too. I'm not going to be able to get any tattoos anytime soon. I've got a thing where I want to get tattoos the moment I'm at a network that will be okay with them, but I don't want to go into an interview at a network that'll see a tattoo and be like, well, we can't hire that guy. So the second I'm at a network for a comfortable contract, I got ideas. That said, I want to tattoo my home. I want to cover my place in art. So Displates are allowing for that, and it makes me very, very excited to have all these beautiful pieces. So that is why I love this company and what they, well, not haven't been sending me, what I've been buying, and then they send me. So that was basically my Christmas gift to myself. I got my last 5 using some of my birthday stream money, thanks to fine viewers like you, the PBS method. So you guys bought me those birthday ones, which I appreciate dearly. This was whatever Christmas money I get, I'm gonna reimburse myself with. So that's why Patreon tier, if you guys want, that is what I'm gonna be doing, is something just like this show today, except for you have sent me questions earlier and I would be espousing them answers to you right now. Now, I said the Patreon's gonna be slightly different in 2021. The only big difference is that new Displate tier. I wanna keep everything else largely the same, but what that Patreon basically breaks down to, if you guys don't know my Patreon, I want it to be fucking as cheap as possible. I really don't want, I feel weird about even having a Patreon, but there's no networks that are really allowing in-person interviews right now because of the unsafe world. And there's no junkets, and there's no premieres, and there's no cons. Those are all of my sources of income. I work for companies that do cons, I host junkets, I host at red carpets. I basically, being a talk show host where you can't talk to people is difficult. So in quarantine, Patreon was necessary, and I kicked this off very, very, very immediately after the Collider stuff happened. Now Collider, I am back at with 2 shows. Obviously that's all freelance, it's show by show, but it is cool that we're back to networks and me being able to pop up over at them. So we have Collider Movie Club, which I'm very proud of. Comic book shopping is back. Hopefully we can film another one of those soon because the world's getting only messier. But that said, Patreon is how I survive for now. And you guys have been incredible. There are $1 tier, $3 tier. The $5 tier is a Discord, which it is so freaking cool. The community that's formed out of that Discord, people recommending comics to each other. People have actually been mailing comic books to each other, which is insane to me. People talking about movies, people talking about fitness, people talking about what their nutrition habits are, people talking about what their workouts are, people talking about The Mandalorian. There's a cinema thread where the new movies, as they come out, there's giant conversations. The Discord is awesome, and it's the Koi Pond basically personified in one place, and that's only $5 a month to be a part of the Discord, and it is active, and I get on there twice a week and have as many conversations as I can. For $10 a month, you get both the Discord and the patron-only podcast. Now, the patron-only podcast, every single thing I watch, TV, movie, or read, books, comics, I discuss on the patron-only podcast. So $10 a month, I review everything. I watch 3 to 5 movies a week in quarantine. I usually don't watch that much in regular life, but I've had the time. And I review all of them. So 3 movie reviews a week, and then about 40 comic books that I talk about my top 9 of. Now, if you want to go a little bit more than that, $15 a month gets you Discord, patron-only podcast, and comic book ratings. Every single comic I read, which is about 40 to 50 a week, I rate. So whether this book was an A, B, C, D, or F, whether this book is an A+, A minus, I break it down all the way to the letter grade, and that way, if you have the same taste as I do, which you can see on Heroes or Comic Book Shopping or any of the other things, you can see what I'm enjoying and what I'm reading, save yourself some money, and support this dude. And you still get the patron-only podcast and part of the Discord. So $15, all of that comic-y goodness, plus the rest, every single comic I read rated. $25 is all of that Discord, podcast, comic books, and ratings of all of my movies ever. So every movie I've watched in the last 3 years, all rated, you get access to, and ratings individually of the movies. So on the podcast, I talk about my review. On this next level, I rate it, and you get all the comic books, all of the Discord, all the rest of that stuff. And then this tier, the Displate tier, is all of that, plus basically the 2 or 3 long-form questions. So that's $35 a month. That basically buys me a Displate, one of these beautiful pieces of art, and you get Discord, Patron podcast, comic book reviews, all my movies and TV reviews, and any long-form questions you want. It's basically like a direct access Q&A where I make a video in your honor. I will shout you out, I will say your name, I will say this video is for you, I will open the piece of art, I will describe why that art means something to me, long term, long form, and then I will answer 2 or 3 of your questions. We'll make like a 20-minute video. That is the $35 tier. The next tier up is sponsoring a watch along. I try to do one, right now I'm doing 1 a month. I'm going to try to go up to 2 a month. You'll be sponsoring that. Right now, Michael McCarsell is my watch along sponsor. He is the man. I appreciate him. We are actually going to be doing Kiss Kiss Bang Bang next week in honor of Christmas. That is one of my favorite films ever. It's one of my favorite Christmas films ever. So the watch along tier, $50 a month. You sponsor a watch along. I'm going to try to do 2 a month starting in 2021. But basically, I shout you out. It is in your honor. I appreciate it so fucking much, and we hang out, and I try to do it around your schedule as well as mine. So I try to talk to Michael McCarsell about when we're going to do it, so he's in the chat, we're talking, and that's always fun. And then up from there, you can be a producer. There's also a movie review sponsorship where I basically put in 20 or 30 hours of research, including watching the movie, taking notes. I give a full dissertation review on it. I talk about my experience through the film by all the notes. You can see the results of all of those on this very page, and that is the final tier. So producer, reviews, watch along, all that shit. I've never talked about my Patreon verbally before at this length, and there's a lot of options, and I'm realizing that now because I feel like I've been talking forever. So if you are so inclined, that is what my Patreon is. But all of my patrons are cool. John Getz and AJ Lancaster are the 2 review patrons, and they are cool with those videos living on YouTube. They encourage it. They want people to have discussions about it. So all of those reviews, after they assign me the tasks, live on YouTube. So what the goal is a review every 2 weeks up to once a month going into next year. A watch along every 2 weeks or 1 a month depending on the level of patrons going into next year, and all the regular stuff, and then all the reviews I'm going to do solo on Coy-Cubed. So that, I think, is going to be our Sunday show. I'm going to check the live chat and comments to see how you guys were. That is the state of 2020/2021. Hope that all made sense. Ragged, buying you a pint from the home country. Slante, man. Ragged Company, I appreciate you. I miss Ireland so much. Boston first, Georgia second, or the other way around because I got to see my family. My family's in Georgia now, but Boston, Georgia, and then Ireland. I've only been the 1 time. I spent 2 glorious weeks there. I've got to go back. So Slante, good sir. I can't say it. I'm not Irish enough. Thank you, good sir. I appreciate the fuck out of that. Enjoy it. Let's see. More. All right. I think that is everybody. My little sister Juliana, and let's see. My mom is in here doing the conversations. Michael McCarsell, I don't do any other Discords, but I definitely love the Koi-Pon chats. Good man. Oh, hey, I just talked about Michael McCarsell. He's in the chat. Jamal Bayless, Koi loves Spider-Man and Daredevil and Deadpool. That's true. It's true. Jamal, Mike picks great stuff. My Hero Academia, hell yeah. I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. My mom says Slancha. Oh, I was close, Slancha. I thought so. I was going off memory. A lot of people don't. That doesn't get said here. Could there be a comic book shopping with Kevin Smith at his new secret stash? There is a comic book shopping with Kevin Smith at Golden Apple. Perhaps there could be one that is mobile. Kevin and I are scheming all sorts of stuff. Kevin had another match in the Spectacular yesterday. If you guys are patrons of the Schmodown, you have access to that. It'll be available soonish. I think they're doing 1 match every week through the break, so I'm not sure when that one drops, but in the next 6 weeks you'll have access to that on YouTube. But Kevin versus Brett Sheridan dropped yesterday for patrons, and I'm just so stoked to be working with Kevin. I love that guy. Let's see, people talking about the art. If monkeys rise up, will Koi take their side? It depends. Monkeys are so smart, but they also throw poo. And I feel like I would do very well with the, agriculture aspect, like what they eat and how they live and like those things, but I couldn't fling poo. And I feel like they might not welcome me as their own. I got a thing with poop. I don't even like cleaning Spidey's poop. I don't think I can throw my own poop. I don't think touching poop's in the future. Let's see. Elton, clean. They look clean and cold. I love it. I'm in love with it. Dude, I'm glad you like the art. My mom's back. Jeff Lee hyped for Saga. Patrick Barham, that's incredible and beautiful. The boss one is spectacular. I know how much you miss it. Dude, you do. Let's see. It's a Stout Chrysler Iron too. Yeah, people digging the art. I appreciate the feedback, you lovelies. Let me just make sure I forgot to open the Streamlabs before we started. While I'm here, I will shamelessly plug, check out the new episode of Comic Book Shopping over at Collider with Blue Hunt of New Mutants. We're trying to get another one going very, very soon. I said we were filming one and then the world shut down anew, so we have not filmed another yet, but we are planning on it. Another one will be coming. I promise you, it has not happened yet. Let's see here. I did miss a $2 Streamlab from Mr. Ash Arnold. I'm so glad I didn't leave. Hey Coy, looking forward to all the Coy Tent. Coy Tent's better than Coin Tent. I like Coy Tent because Coin Tent sounds like it's coin operated like an arcade. Coy Tent coming in the next few months. If you need any help with editing or cutting out reviews on Coy Cube, I'm happy to help. Dude, thank you so very much, Ash Arnold. I'm really struggling with the tech side of shit. That's why I'm back to this format. I think it's better. The picture's a little better, and all the tech was not working for me, so I'm sorry if the sound's a little off, but this has worked out better. I am getting a new phone before the new year, so we're going to see how that does. I'm getting the 12. I've been saving up to get the new phone since this phone, because I'm like, I want to upgrade. So I'll be getting the new phone, and I'm probably going to get the Pro, so I can play around with editing on that. But I'm going to try to be a little more tech savvy next year. It took a while for me to learn OBS and stuff, but I do appreciate it. I will be reaching out. Thank you. If I'm flailing in the dark, I appreciate the offer, and you're on that list. Trash Panda, speaking of your travels, what festival have you been to? How's Burning Man? I don't really do music festivals because I don't identify with that culture as much as I do like hippie festivals. Music festivals are usually more manic, and I'm manic in my regular life. When I go to Burning Man, I kind of try to unplug and plug it back in as a human. I try to like find myself again. So I identify more with that culture. I've always said about Burning Man that Burning Man is like a choose your own adventure book. So you can go to Burning Man and literally take classes. You can go get a college education. You can take experimental courses from MIT professors that are working on new material. It's kind of like when you go to a stand-up show and someone's working on new shit. There's classes like that at Burning Man. You can go and find sobriety. There's AA meetings. You can go and find lots of drugs, which is what most people think Burning Man is, but it doesn't have to be drugs. You go and experience whatever you set out to experience. I personally don't have many things in my life that I know I'm going to be different after. And like when you have a child, you know you're never going to be the same after the child. Like if you have a birth date or a C-section date or whatever, you know that like life's fucking different after that moment. Burning Man, I don't have children, but Burning Man, I always leave different, and now it's to the point where I can almost expect that to happen, and that's amazing that there's something that happens once a year that you know is going to change you. That's such a beautiful gift. And what I get out of it is the art. The art that exists there will never exist again and will never exist anywhere else. So you're experiencing things that are contained to you and a few thousand other people ever again. And you find it just randomly. You're wandering a desert and you come across a 20-foot zoetrope of a boatman on the river Styx. And it's 20 feet tall, and it requires, a zoetrope is like the thing that the original animation was drawn on, the horse where it spun around and the horse's legs. They were trying to see if all four legs ever touched the ground. That's a zoetrope. This was a vertical zoetrope, and it was the boatman of the river Styx, so it was pose, 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 and 6 people had to pull on these ropes at the exact same time, and then someone else on a strobe light had to adjust it the exact right way, and if all of that lined up at once, you as someone wandering the desert saw a beautiful 20-foot hand-carved skeleton in the middle of the desert that had to be built out there, constructed at home, and then rebuilt in the middle of the desert, that was then destroyed, never to be seen again. So it took hundreds of hours of creation. It took you randomly coming across it. It took 7 people all in sync at once that probably didn't know each other to give you this moment that will never happen again. And I think that's what life's about. I think life is about experiencing moments in the moment as much as possible. And I think we're losing that every day. Every day we're recording everything, and every day, like, I'm not fucking, like, I'm recording this because I want to connect with you, and I love that. And this is unique to this. But the more we're in our phones, that's why I chuckled, the more we're in our phones, the less we're in the world. And the more we're in the internet, the less we're in the planet. And we're destroying so much shit by being like this. So Burning Man to me represents an old way of being, a much more contained community. And that festival means everything to me. I've been to Africa Burn, which is Burning Man in South Africa. Had an incredible experience there. It is so remote and beautiful. There was a moonrise that changed my life. Picture a sunrise with its oranges and reds and yellows, and make that inverse to what moon colors are. And it was like I saw a thing rise, and it was greens and blues, and it was so stunning because I was in the middle of the African tundra. I love festivals that are like that. I don't really go for the music. There's plenty of music around, which is great, but that is kind of separate. I go for the experience. I mean, music is also art, so I definitely get something out of that, but there's less of that for me when I want live music, like Ireland pubs and stuff. I got totally derailed because I was just reminiscing about Burning Man. I like living in the moment as much as possible, and Burning Man is that concentrated. It is that for 8 days that you cannot be distracted because there's so much stimuli. You're just kind of honed in. It's like horse blinders, so you focus on one thing, and you tend to find exactly what you need out there. I love Burning Man very, very fucking much. I hope that answers your question. That was a moment I got to experience anew. But yeah, I love that culture, and I love that world. And let's see before we wrap this up. Okay, schedule-wise, this upcoming week, I'm dropping Anna and the Apocalypse review, which I did for AJ Lancaster. Next week, the week of Christmas, because today is the 13th, so tomorrow 14 to 21, that's that week. Next week, after the 21st, I'll be dropping a Miracle on 34th Street review, the OG, the black and white Miracle on 34th Street review for Mr. John Getz. But also next week, in addition to Anna and the Apocalypse, we're watching Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, likely either Wednesday or Friday. I've got to talk to Michael McCarson, who's in the chat. We are doing that either Wednesday or Friday, and if you notice a theme, we're doing the Christmas jam right now. So Anna and the Apocalypse, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Miracle at 34th Street, and then a Christmas stream. So you guys get a lot more content that is Christmas-based in the coming weeks. Let's see. Jamal Bayless, a comic wagon delivering comics to the community. I would love that. Robert Adams, enjoyed the match. Hell yeah, I appreciate you. Jamal, Coy keeps leveling up. I appreciate it. Trash Panda, Burning Man should be on your bucket list. Brandy Parker, hello. Jamal, different and better? Different and or better. Yeah, I think I get better after every Burning Man. Not lesser. I think I improve. I think I get more human. I think I get more empathetic. I think I get more appreciative of what I have. People always talk about how I'm the happiest person they know. That's not true. But I am able to appreciate everything more the more I take a step back and look at what I do have. So I'm plenty anxious, I'm plenty depressed, I'm plenty angry, I'm plenty, all the negative emotions that people have. But I can also go through those moments and appreciate that I have them. I can appreciate being depressed because I know when I'm fucking happy again, I'll be like, oh God, I got through that shit. I get anxiety like a motherfucker. But when I'm anxious, it makes me appreciate when I'm not. So when I'm in the moment of anxiety, I'm fucked. I get spirally. That's why I don't smoke weed. I'm not good in that mode, but I'm not always happy. But things like Burning Man, things like New Year's, things like birthdays, I take a step out and I go what happened this year to me? What happened in 2019? What happened in 2020? My birthday, I'm what was my 32nd year, et cetera, et cetera. So I always try to have markers, and Burning Man's one of my big lines of demarcation where I can go okay, what happened since the last one? And then in the moment, those 8 days, I'm completely removed from a modern society, and it feels really nice to appreciate. When I come back, I'm like a shower with pressure. It's different. You appreciate fucking everything. I'm gonna appreciate movie theaters more than ever once they're back. I'm gonna appreciate the mall. I think it's really important to just go to the macro, and Burning Man really helps with that. All right, I think that is gonna do it for this random Sunday YouTube update. Displate unboxing, Patreon update. Check out my Disney investor stream. That was the last video I did. I did it on Thursday, just randomly, because everybody was like, we want to know, and I was like, okay. So we will be back on Tuesday. I'm going to be breaking those things down even deeper. So new Koi Cubed on Tuesday. Likely the last Tuesday show of the year, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of news on the 22nd. So expect a show on Tuesday the 15th, on the 25th, and then on the 31st. Those are going to be the Koi Cube dates. So it's almost weekly. It's just a little shift for the holidays. Check out the Schmodown, check out Comic Book Shopping in Blue, check out Cloud Movie Club. We've got 3 up there, Mad Max, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Mallrats with Kevin Smith, who joined us. We've got a new one dropping. We talked about Karate Kid with the Cobra Kai cast. I almost inverted those and said we talked about Cobra Kai. We talked about Karate Kid 1 with the Cobra Kai producing team. It was awesome. That drops very soon. So yeah, check out my reviews for End of the Apocalypse and Miracle on 34th Street, dropping this and next week. Check out Koicast on all your iTunes and Spotify, etc. And if you want, check out my Patreon, because it helps me exist. I appreciate you guys very much. I even when things get back to normal, I think I'll keep the Patreon. I'll just drop like the amounts or like the amount of people in it or something. Like I'll just I'm not gonna kick people out. I'll just put like, okay, this is as much as I'm doing, because I love the community. Once jobs are back, I'll just try to keep jobs and that. But in the meantime, it is truly an honor to have that be my job, and you guys are the best. So I appreciate the hell out of you. Like truly, you guys are an honor to work with, and it is incredible Koi Pond community. Again, we don't need a moderator in a chat on the internet about comic book stuff. That's insane. So thank you guys very, very much. I hope you enjoyed all of this art unboxing. I will do a probably like some sort of video of it getting hung, and yeah, you guys are the best. I hope you're well. I will see you very, very soon. Much love. Have a good Sunday. Do something fun. Appreciate your life. Embrace the moment, etc.